So let's get the new business and markets. They started the 7th of February. I am boosting number 5. The Nigerian market continued its downward downside on Tuesday. That's 1.5%. That's roughly 840 billion naira. Overall, we've seen about 1 billion naira or trillion naira wipe out. Since we started on Monday, investors are pulling back a profit on the NGX, 102,108. The BRVM in Cote d'Ivoire was down by 1/10. The Egyptian stock market bucked this recent upside by 1.43%. The Nairobi stock market went up just 4 basis points, just as the central bank under Canal tweaked the country's interest rate upward by 0.5% to 13%. Effective today. And of course, you've got the Johannesburg stock market better by 0.75%. We've got a very big jump in a few other markets, such as Zimbabwe. But let's just get out the market and see what else is making the news as far as the East African market is concerned. Uganda's Central Bank of Uganda, the central bank, left rate unchanged when it met on Monday. The Kenya stock market still a bit green. Again, as we saw, the central bank raised interest rates to tap inflation in Uganda, in Kenya, all at the back of latest interest rate decisions. In the meantime, the central bank in Kenya still says it's conducting a major operations to stop aggressive US dollar bids at the interbank market. And Tanzania is looking at about 2.4 trillion shillings on carbon trading projects. Those are some of the headlines across the East Africa. Let's touch base with West Africa and Nigerian markets. Quite a bit of headlines piling up from the Nigerian Central Bank Governor, the Minister of Finance, the Minister of Budget, and the entire economic team appeared before the House of Representatives on Tuesday for congressional hearing to discuss the state of the economy, the state of the naira, the state of exchange rate, and everything that's in between. So the Nigerian key economic managers were all at the National Assembly answering questions on Tuesday. That's where we are this morning, the market, and everyone's digesting those sound bites from at least 3 of those top officials at the House of Reps on Tuesday. What else is in the news? Hldgs Holdings, which is listed on the Nigerian NASD over-the-counter market, reporting strong earnings for the 2023 period. EBITDA came in very nicely, more than 140 million US dollars. Production of crude oil for these marginal oil player was north of 9,000 barrels per day for last year. Of course, the company also reported a very decent operating profit, beating the 2022 full year earnings. We'll see how investors will be playing that out on the NASD over-the-counter market as the company, Hldgs Holdings, says it's moving to list on the bigger stock market, the Nigerian Exchange Limited, in the new year. Benin Republic is on the market already for that bond flotation, 750 million US dollars. Let us take that on board the Southern African market with the whole South African economy still in very sharp focus as the country looks to a general elections next year. But again, a couple of corporate news is also in investors across from South Africa to Zambia, which is now getting heavily involved in the copper market, trading, as it were, the buy and sell. Then, of course, you've got news out of Zimbabwe trying to rein in the falling value of the local currency. That's the Zimbabwean dollar, all in efforts to prop up local currency and bring down the pressure on the local currency by the US greenback. All that also in play. Then, of course, the Mining in Daba conference is the second day, the third day today. Keep that in mind. The conference will be wrapping up effectively later today. So keep that in mind. We'll have some analysis out of there and news for you as we go towards the end of the week. Keep those headlines in mind. Let's talk about North Africa. Egypt, according to news sources, is looking at something close to $20 billion. Goldman Sachs says about $20 billion or thereabout should be on the table for President Al-Sisi's administration to take advantage of as the country walks its way through the IMF negotiations and the World Bank as well. Egypt needs all the support it can get moving forward. They've got to have a couple of headlines out of Morocco and Tunisia. We are following for you here on Frontier Africa Reports. Have a great Wednesday, everyone. We'll be back on Thursday with the further details on your Frontier opening bell. I am Bosata Holdings. I'll see you then.